light. Smoke those tires. Hi, people of the interwebs. It's your favorite abandoned warehouse, Sarah here, with another car review. And today I have this 2020 Toyota Corolla XSE hatchback with a 6-speed manual transmission. The only transmission you should ever get one of these. It's cheap, it's simple, it's fun, and it's a manual transmission. And it's panda topped, black and blue. It's like a panda that got the shit beat out of it. Don't ever do that. Pandas are sweet, cute, innocent creatures. And they're also bears, and they will maul you if you try to attack them. I don't know where that came from. This is a car review, so let's get to that. As much as I want to call the Corolla cute, it's kind of difficult with a front end like this. It's aggressive and pissed off looking, and this is an adaptive headlighting package that is optional on the car, and hands down to be the only feature I would opt for other than the rear wing that is on the car. The XSE model comes with these black machined face 18-inch wheels that are wrapped in 225/40 18 Yokohama Avid GTs, and I like how they have just the slightest stretched look to the tire. It's not too far to the point where you'd risk damaging a sidewall of the rim if you were to hit a pothole, but it's a good looking tire to wheel ratio on here. This also has an optional blackout package that blacks out the emblems on the rear of the car, which I'm not really a fan of because especially on the XSE logo, it blacks out the entire piece of plastic, which makes it impossible to read from more than 10 feet away. It just looks like a big black blob. They should have left the space in between the letters either clear or the color of the car. And the Toyota emblem too, just looks like a big black blob from 15 feet away. It makes up for it though with these LED taillights that look fire at nighttime. It does, however, lose points again in the rear though for these crap chrome pieces of plastic that are supposed to simulate exhaust tips. They had it on the 2019 model, and again for 2020, they still have them. I gotta give credit where it's due. I feel this is one of the better looking hatchbacks that's on the market today. It's just a shame that there is not a true high performance version of it. I feel if they made this turbo and all track, they could definitely take some sales away from the Subaru STI and the Golf R. As far as the interior goes, I'm gonna keep this short, sweet, and to the simple, and only point out the stuff that stands out to me from physically sitting inside this car right now. And I have to say, for this being a $23,000 and change car, the interior is damn nice. I'm impressed for how cheap this car is and how nice the interior is. Look, like I can squeeze here and push here, squeeze down here. There's so much soft materials in here and stitching on the dash. I'm impressed that it's got a black headliner too. I'm a huge fan of that. You don't have to worry about your taco sauce getting all over the ceiling. And on top of that, there's no sunroof. It's a slick top, even better. Infotainment wise, you got an 8-inch touchscreen display right here that's compatible with your Apples, Alexas, and Androids as it should for the year 2020. The sound system in here is pretty decent for this being a cheap car. I'm impressed. The climate control is this nice little array of buttons that's kind of built into this piano black trim that goes across the dash, which is kind of cool because it hides the airbag light that illuminates over on the passenger side. And at nighttime, it's, I don't know, it's just, I thought it was neat. Hazard button is between the vents. It's cute-ish. It's all right. Back seat on this thing is kind of tiny, and that's okay because it's a Corolla. Not every car on the market needs to be the size of a minivan. It comes standard of Toyota's Safety Sense 2.0, which means it has quite a few tech features considering the price of this car. It does have the 3-button blink when you tap the turnstock, which is nice because the $50,000 4Runner didn't even have that. Unfortunately, Toyota put an electronic parking brake in here, which kind of killed it for me because it's a cheap little hatchback with a manual transmission. It's got to have a rip-it style e-brake. They could have saved even more money there potentially just going with a manual parking brake. Rear seat features, it has a light. Bolstering test. Doesn't have the greatest bolstering, but let's face it, it's not the fastest car in the world, so it's adequate. That's weird. Get your head out of there. Let's go places. It revs pretty quickly. The gauges on the Corolla are pretty simple. You got a little screen in the center and some little analog gauges on the side, and Infotainment system, you got a little range thing, shows your fuel economy, and then your satellite radio, and then you can pair up your phone and make your phone display on there. This is the part of the review I've been waiting for. Listen to that throttle body. The induction noise of this car is reminiscent to me of the 4AGE found in the old school Corollas. It has that old school sound to it. I like that. That's a very subtle thing to pick up on too, I've kind of noticed. I don't think a lot of people will notice that. See how it does to this little section right here. Oh yeah. It likes to change direction, that's for sure. Wow, that's not bad. There was no understeer there. Stock suspension's not bad. There's a little bit of body roll that just shifted around right there, swayed a little bit. This corner. Yeah, it floats around a little bit. A little bit of understeer right there. It wasn't too bad though. It carries speed really well through corners if you let it. Wow. Yeah, some definite body roll right there. Oh, this corner, understeer, lots of understeer. This is the kind of car that basic modifications would be so pronounced on this car. Again, like a perfect car for someone to start out with, because if you did upgraded anti-sway bars on this car, you're gonna notice a huge difference. If you did upgraded pads and fluid and brake lines on this car, again, you'll notice a huge difference. I feel this car is designed to be a teaching platform for future car enthusiasts. That's a light hood. Ooh, more lilac bolts. Ooh, look at that. The fuel injectors on here are turquoise. Cute, 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 simple. Hello, and welcome to Garage Science with Sarah. Today, we will be covering the 2020 Toyota Corolla XSE. If you say that fast, it sounds like you're saying XSE. Yep. This 12th generation Corolla, or E210 for those of you who speak in acronyms only when identifying your cars, is powered by the M20A FKS, which is a 2-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder that produces 168 horsepower at 6,600 RPM and 151 pound-feet of torque at 4,800 RPM. It's not a powerhouse, and the car weighs 3,060 pounds, so power-to-weight ratio-wise, on paper, it doesn't look too good for this car. However, driving it is a different story. In the name of science, I'm gonna give it the beans. All right, so I'm gonna turn off traction control because need all the help I can get, slow car. So hold down the traction control for a couple seconds. There we go, VSC turned off. The traction control is off. And I have IMT also disabled because I can rev match downshift on my own. So, all right, I'm on a little bit of an incline here, so I might roll a little bit. Give it a slight launch and let it rip. Ready, Corolla? Ooh, that was not slight. Smoke those tires. Oop, chirp second gear. Hell yeah, Corolla, get it. Go. Third, ooh, I think it chirped third gear. Go, little car, go. That's not bad. I don't care what this thing is on paper. If you give it the business hard, it's still slow, but it's super fun. Oh man, I love driving slow cars fast. That's so fun. It's a good little car. So underappreciated. These Corollas are awesome. Hi, I'm back. The drivetrain found in this Corolla is a 6-speed manual transmission. Yes, there is a CVT available, but no one cares. The 6-speed manual has a feature called IMT, which stands for Intelligent Manual Transmission, which does rev match downshifts for you. However, it defaults to being off. You have to turn that feature on, which is smart. The 6 speeds got kind of long throws. However, it's fun to drive. I wish it did have a mechanical LSD. However, for the price of the car, can't really complain. And if you were to buy one and start modifying it, that just gives you something to tear the engine and transmission apart for. Fun. The IMT feature feature that is built into the 6-speed manual in here is cool. If you're learning how to drive a manual and you want to learn how to rev match, it does it for you. So I'm gonna push in the clutch to go down to the next gear, and it blips the throttle for me. Do it again, go down to 2nd gear, blips the throttle for me perfectly. It's time for the braking test. No one behind me. Ready? Ooh, ooh. Wow, there was a lot of pedal feedback with that one. A lot. Braking was okay. Nothing over the top. Wasn't bad. But yeah, a ton of pedal feedback. This is a car you will be tempted to modify. Don't expect to buy this thing and be like, yeah, I'm just gonna buy this as my daily, I won't modify it. You're gonna modify it if you're the slightest bit of a car enthusiast. This thing is fun to drive. I would not recommend it with anything other than a 6-speed manual transmission. I feel it will completely ruin this car. If you can't drive a manual, find someone that will teach you. And if you don't want to deal with a manual in your life, find more excitement in your life. Over the past week, I've been driving this car. As far as a daily driver goes, it averages around 33, 34 miles per gallon of mixed driving, which is decent. It's a small car, and the hatch in the back, I wish there was a little bit more room considering the size and weight of this car. It is a small car, but this thing weighs just over 3,000 pounds, which is kind of weird, and I don't understand where this weight is coming from. But all in all, it's been a decent car to drive. It's not slow enough where I think it's aggravating. You just got to drive it harder if you want it to go faster. You got to work for it. So if you guys have never seen one of my car reviews before, I have what's called the bean score. It is a rating of 1 to 5 beans based on the feeling you get in your gut when you give it the beans. And this 2020 Corolla XSE hatch is going to get a rating of 1 8-bit digital bean. I'm giving it an old school digital bean because I sense a little bit of old school 80s Toyota DNA in this hatchback. It's a simple car. It makes the right noises coming out of the engine that aren't simulated. And it's fun to drive. It's slow, but it's cheap and it's easy to modify. It's a perfect beginner tuner car for somebody looking to get into modifying cars. Or an economical daily that you can enjoy driving. I like it. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and I'll see you soon with another. Bye. Hello, I like to eat tater tots. That's how I test my GoPro, make sure that it's focused correctly. There, never mind. GoPro, stop recording.